and good day. My name is Jürgen Steinmetz from eTurboNews, and this is a breaking news update. For more news updates and shows, please go to youtube.com/travel news group. youtube.com/travel news group. Here's our update.
Late-stage global pandemic air travel is going to be brutal. Getting back on an airliner after COVID-19 is like learning to fly again. The future of aviation will not be the same, and some say travel is going to be brutal. Regular flyers have all experienced the anger and frustration of being stuck on the tarmac. With people once again taking to the friendly skies in greater numbers, far more delays than usual are expected. The flight you expected to be 45 minutes turns into a fist-shaking multi-hour journey. As the mood on the plane goes from bad to worse, people often wonder, is this actually legal? The answer that you don't want to hear is that your tarmac hold probably is legal and, for the foreseeable future, courts may be inclined to give more leeway to the airlines than they generally would under the law. No matter what airline it is, no matter whether it's the U.S. or foreign-owned carrier, a domestic flight can sit on the tarmac for no more than 3 hours. For international flights, the limit is 4 hours. There needs to be one announcement of the tarmac hold at the 30-minute mark. Then, at 2 hours, the rules state that passengers must be provided with water, food, and medical care on the plane if it is needed. There is also a requirement that the bathrooms on the plane are fully functional. Finally, once the 3-4 hour mark hits, passengers have the legal right to leave the plane. Often, when this happens, the flight is simply cancelled because of added delays, such as the need to remove checked bags and also whatever crew working hour complications could arise. Given that this is air travel, of course, there are exceptions. The most common is where a pilot decides that the plane needs to remain on the tarmac for safety reasons. It's also important for passengers to understand that the tarmac delay clock only starts when you are unable to leave the plane. If you're sitting at the gate, the door is open and passengers could get off the flight, the clock has yet to start. Adriana Gonzalez, a Florida lawyer, reminds us that even where the airlines may feel they have valid reasons to extend tarmac delays, we should never lose sight of the most important issue here. The airlines may claim that meeting all of the legal requirements for a tarmac holdee is going to become, in a practical sense, very complicated, as they are cutting back on in-flight service during the pandemic. Airlines are going to need to be more flexible in responding to passengers who are in distress and need to leave the plane before the time the normal tarmac rules would apply. The health and safety of passengers have to always come first. From the perspective of the airlines, it has become more complicated to run each flight. It's not just the increased risk to in-flight personnel of circulating in the cabin and doing the regular service, it's disruptions in the supply chain. Not everything that is served on flights in the quantities needed is as readily available today as it was in early 2020. While air travelers will need to be flexible where these supply issues impact only things that are nice to have, such as the usual selection of snacks or whether airlines provide alcohol in-flight, the one thing that can never be sacrificed is safety. Every tarmac delay in the best of times sees the onboard environment become more emotionally charged every hour the plane is on the ground. To go from passengers shaking with frustration to acting out and having a volatile situation onboard is something the airlines need to be very aware of and sensitive to over the next few months. As we all try to get used to air travel again, airlines should not only follow all rules designed for passenger safety but err on the side of exceeding them. By Aaron Solomon.
Thank you for listening to our news update. There's more on youtube.com/travel news group, or you can read us, of course, in going to our news portal at eTurboNews.com or travelnews.online.